Since 1949, the NASCAR Cup Series has hosted a lot of races at a lot of tracks. According to Racing Reference, the premier NASCAR Series has held points-paying events at 167 different tracks in that span from all across the United States. Some tracks, like Martinsville or Darlington, have been on the schedule since the very inception of NASCAR, but others, for one reason or another, just couldn't keep their spot and were replaced. But what about the tracks that were only on the schedule once and never returned? How does a track only host one NASCAR Cup race? Well, whether it be track closures, terrible racing, or just a lack of interest, 55 tracks have come and gone only once in the Cup schedule. Today, we'll be talking about 5 of them and what has happened since. I'm Shawn McClurg, and these are 5 tracks that hosted only one race in the NASCAR Cup Series. So, how do you qualify for this list? Well, it's simple. You only have one official NASCAR Cup Series race in your track history. It doesn't matter if the track is still around and being raced at today, you can only hold one NASCAR Cup race, and that's it. I also added the stipulation that the series doesn't plan on returning anytime soon, so apologies to Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway Motorsports Park fans, because your track is not on this list. Honorable mention: Saugus Speedway, Santa Clarita, California. A quick honorable mention to one of my favorite tracks of all time. The 1/3 of a mile flat oval was originally built in 1927 as a rodeo arena, but was repurposed as an open-wheel dirt track in 1939. The track also held the first race in the United States West Coast after World War II on September 9, 1945, 1 week after Japan surrendered to the United States. The track was paved in 1956 and hosted local and regional stock car racing when it finally had its big break on April 15, 1995, when the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series held its 3rd ever race here. In what would be the slowest race to date for the series, Ken Schrader would beat Jeff Bodine by 1.7 seconds to become the first driver to win in all 3 major NASCAR series. The track would unexpectedly shut down just 3 months later, however, after the county of Los Angeles condemned the grandstands. The track still stands to this day as a host to the Santa Clarita Swap Meet and other events. While it never hosted a cup race, this track holds a lot of history to the locals of the Santa Clarita area, and it's also the only track to be a one and done for the Craftsman Truck Series. Augusta International Raceway Road Course, Augusta, Georgia. In the late 1950s, NASCAR Cup Series champion Fireball Roberts met with locals Bob Burson and Marshall Spray to bring auto racing to Georgia's 3rd largest city. Construction began early in 1960 and held its grand opening on May 1st of that year. The gigantic 6-track complex held a 3-mile road course, half-mile dirt track, micro-midget track, go-kart track, a course for motorcycles, and a drag strip. While the half-mile oval saw 12 races with 8 different winners, the 3-mile road course only held one official NASCAR Cup race, a 170-lap, 510-mile event that was won by Fireball Roberts, the same person that designed the track. The race did have 10 lead changes, and Richard Petty did end up leading the most laps with 56, but 20 of the 36 cars qualified for the race ended up not finishing, including most big names like the aforementioned Petty, David Pearson, Wendell Scott, Junior Johnson, and many others. The race was called with 31 laps to go due to a 5 p.m. time limit. This would end up being Fireball Roberts' final win in the NASCAR Cup Series, as he would unfortunately pass just a few months later after injuries received in an incident during the World 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oddly enough, 6 of the top 7 drivers in this race would end up dead before the start of the 1965 racing season, the sole survivor being Hall of Famer Ned Jarrett, who would place 5th. After a disappointing turnout of 15,000 race fans compared to the expected 75,000, the NASCAR Cup Series had seen enough and removed the road course from the schedule the following year. The half-mile oval would remain until the 1969 season, when the entire complex would officially cease operations. While the other tracks are long gone, you can still see and walk along the 3-mile road course, as it's since been turned into Diamond Lakes Park. Linden Airport, Linden, New Jersey. In 1949, the city of Linden, New Jersey turned their airport runway into a 2.2-mile road course, and it became a big enough draw to attract the attention of NASCAR, who in 1954 made the trip up to have its first road course event in its history. The International 100-mile race used a reduced 2-mile layout and saw Al Keller beat out Buck Baker and Herb Thomas to become the first and only driver to win a race in a Jaguar. That's right, this is the first and only time that a non-American car has won the NASCAR Cup Series until Toyota made its debut in 2007, an entire 53-year difference. Not only did Keller win in a Jaguar, but 12 other Jags, 5 MG cars, 1 Austin Healey, 1 Morgan, and even a Porsche made it into the 43-car field. Linden Airport hasn't hosted any races since this event, but it did play host to the 2010 New York City round of the Red Bull Air Race World Championship. NASCAR would host one final airport race in 1957 before calling it quits on the idea altogether. Five Flags Speedway, Pensacola, Florida. Home to the Snowball Derby in December, this paved half-mile oval is one of the country's best late-model tracks. Its abrasive track surface eats tires for breakfast, and only the best of the best are able to win here. Seriously, the list of winners here is incredible. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Darrell Waltrip, and Rich Bickle to name a few. But despite the great racing and fan support, this track has only ever held one NASCAR Cup Series race, and that was all the way back when the track was built in 1953. 18 drivers qualified for the 200-lap event, and soon it ended up being a 3-car race between Herb Thomas, Lee Petty, and Dick Rathman. However, Mother Nature had other plans, and rain shortened the race to 140 laps, giving Herb Thomas and the fabulous Hudson Hornet the victory. For reasons unknown to us now, the track has never made a return to the Cup Series schedule, or any of the top 3 series schedules for that matter. The track was sold to Ohio businessman Tom Dawson in 1968, who founded the Snowball Derby later that year, and the rest has been history ever since. The ARCA Menard Series held events here in the 1990s and recently has made a return to the track, as the East Series has raced here as recently as February 2023. Exhibition Stadium, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Exhibition Stadium was known for a lot of things not NASCAR. It hosted the Blue Jays of the MLB, the Argonauts of the Canadian Football League, as well as the Grey Cup 12 times, the Blizzard of the short-lived North American Soccer League, and many concerts for many popular bands. But on July 18, 1958, it was home to the Jim Medean 500. This race is well known for being the first ever Cup start for Richard Petty, who was driving the number 142 car. He ended up crashing out after 56 laps when his car was damaged by his own father, Lee Petty. The King would end up finishing 17th, while Lee Petty would take the checkered flag. Nearly 10,000 spectators were reported to have bought tickets to the race, even though rainy conditions made the track surface slippery. Surprisingly, this is the only time that the NASCAR Cup Series has ventured outside of the United States for a points-paying race. The track surface was torn up soon after to make room for newer development, and Exhibition Stadium was torn down in 1999. In 2007, BMO Field was built on top of where the old stadium used to sit, and today the NASCAR Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series make regular trips up to Canada, first at the Circuit Galesville New from 2007 to 2012, and most recently the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park up until 2019. Tulsa Fairgrounds Speedway, Tulsa, Oklahoma. The city of Tulsa is home to the Chili Bowl Nationals every January. Considered to be the Super Bowl of midget racing, some NASCAR drivers such as Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Tony Stewart have claimed victory here. With such a hotspot for dirt oval racing, how come the Tulsa market is only home to just one partially ran NASCAR Cup Series race? Well, I'll tell you how, by hosting the worst race in the history of ever. The track was originally built sometime in the 1930s with local racing going on without a hitch for quite a while. The Cup Series signed a contract to race at the half-mile dirt oval in 1956, slated to be race 37 of a grueling 57-race schedule. About a month before the race, the NASCAR Convertible Series, which was in its debut season, held a race at the same track that ran without issue. Frank the Rebel Mundy won a 200-lap, 100-mile event by holding off Alan Adkins. Both drivers were driving the 1956 Dodge D500 convertibles. So on the night of August 4th, 2 days after a race in Oklahoma City won by Jim Paschal, the Cup Series made its way to the Tulsa City Fairgrounds for another 200-lap, 100-mile clash. Right off the bat, there were some problems. The race only started with 13 drivers, and 3 of those drivers crashed out within the first 20 laps of the race. The lighting around the track was noted by drivers as terrible and dangerous, and the track was kicking up dust all over the place, making conditions even more unsafe. Unfortunately, that's just what happens when you drive in the dirt in the middle of the summer in Oklahoma. But when all of these elements were combined, it pissed Lee Petty off so much that he decided he was going to put an end to it. He pulled off the track after the leader completed the 34th lap of the race, hopped out of his car, and walked across the track to the flag stand. He ended up fighting the flagman for the red flag and then waved to the drivers to stop the race before security could get to him. The driver stopped racing and pulled off the track, and then after 17 miles of a 100-mile event, the race came to an early end. The crowd was rightfully angry that they didn't get their money's worth of a race, and as the Oakland Tribune put it, they began to riot, when really they just complained that they wanted their money back. At some point, someone called the city and county police. While they took care of the crowd, the sponsors of the race would get together and decide to refund everyone's money. Once the crowd found out they were being refunded, they begrudgingly took their money back and left. The drivers finally left after this, and after all the dust was settled, NASCAR to this day has no record of this race actually happening, and instead treats this race like it was never planned. The half-mile dirt oval was closed and demolished in 1973, and a different Tulsa Speedway was opened in 1985, but was closed and abandoned in 2005. NASCAR has not raced in the state of Oklahoma since. So those are just 5 of 55 different tracks that have only held one NASCAR Cup Series event. Which one did you find the most interesting, and did you think that they should have held another race? Leave a comment below on what you think. I'm Shawn McClurg, and thank you for watching this video.